Hey guys, it's Ami More. Today I'm going to show you how to crochet this Pokeball Drawstring bag. You can place any object like this cute Psyduck here. You can just pull on the drawstrings to close the bag. I actually made this project for a friend and it works as a cozy for the GoPro, and you can see it in action right here. The Pokeball bag can also be used to hold Pokemon cards, and it can also hold dice as well if you like to play Dungeons and Dragons. So here's how the front and the back looks like. Alright, what are we waiting for? Let's get started. For this pattern, you will need a 4.0mm crochet hook. You are going to need red yarn, white yarn, and a little bit of black yarn as well. For round 1 with white yarn, you are going to do 6 single crochet stitch into the magic ring. So that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And then you're going to close your loop, and we're going to use our stitch marker. I like to use a bobby pin to mark the end of my round. Now for round 2, we're going to do 2 in each stitch all the way around, and at the end we should have 12 single crochet stitches. Right in our very first stitch, I am going to go ahead and do 2 single crochet stitches. This is my first one into the same stitch. Here's my second one. Okay, next stitch, I'm going to do the same thing. 1 and 2. Third stitch, 1 and 2. I'm going to do 2 in each stitch all the way around. Okay, and then when I get to my very last stitch, okay, it's going to be 12 all the way around. So if I count, it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12 single crochet stitches. Now for round 3, my pattern is going to be 2, 1, 2, 1. Repeat the pattern all the way around, and I should have 18 single crochet stitches. So here I'm going to do 1 and 2, and then just 1 right here. Okay, I'm going to do 2 and then just 1 again. Okay, and we're going to keep repeating the same pattern all the way around. And if I count, I should have 18. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, and 18. Now for round 4, my pattern is going to be 2, 1, 1, 2, 1, 1. Repeat the pattern all the way around, and you'll have 24 single crochet stitches. So here's 1 and 2, and then 1 and 1. Repeat the pattern again, 1 and 2, and then 1 and 1. Okay, continue to repeat the pattern all the way around. Now for round 5, our pattern is going to be 2, 1, 1, 1, 2, 1, 1, 1. Continue to repeat the pattern all the way around, and you should have 30 single crochet stitches in the end. So it's going to be 1 and 2, and then 1, 1, and 1. Okay, repeat the pattern again, 1 and 2, and then 1, 1, and 1. Okay, continue to repeat this pattern all the way around. Now for round 6, our pattern is going to be 2 and then 1, 1, 1, 1. 2, and our next 4 just 1. Repeat the pattern all the way around and you should have 36 single crochet stitches at the end. So here's 1 and 2, and then 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, repeat the pattern again, 2 here, 1 and 2, and then 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, continue to repeat the pattern all the way around. Now for rounds 7 through 11, we want to stay at 36 stitches. So we're just going to do 1 single crochet stitch in each stitch all the way around. So go ahead and work up your stitches and I will meet you at the end of round 11. Now this is how your Pokeball bag should look like after 11 rounds, and if we count, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. Okay, now we're ready to move on, but right now we want to do a color switch. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab my red yarn and I'm going to prep it by doing a slip stitch or a slip knot. Okay, and then it doesn't really matter. You can do it on the last stitch and do the color change, or you could just do it in your next stitch right here, like you're doing a single crochet stitch. But before you yarn over and go back through both, you're going to pick up the red yarn, and then you're going to pull through both loops right there. Okay, and then if you do that, you want to move your stitch marker so it marks this as the end of your round. Now for round 12, what I actually want to do is go through the back loops only for this round. So before we went through both loops, which is right here, through both loops. Okay, so this one is the one nearest you is the front loop. The one away from you is the back loop. So what we want to do is go in through the back loop right here. Okay, and now we're going to go through the back loop, but our pattern is going to be, you're going to do an increase, and then in the next 8, just single crochets, 1 single crochet stitch. Okay, you're going to repeat the pattern all the way around. You should have 40 single crochet stitches at the end. So back loop, I'm going to do 2. That's 1 and 2. Okay, and then in our next 8, we're just going to do 1 single crochet stitch. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Okay, and so this is how it looks like. You're going to repeat the pattern again. You're going to do 2 here, 1, and into the same stitch, and 2. And then in our next 8, just 1. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Continue to repeat the pattern all the way around, and at the end you should have 40 single crochet stitches. Okay, and then I can put my stitch marker back, and then if we look, this is how it looks like. And later this part's going to be important, but we see here the front loop remains. Okay, we're just going to leave it for now, but later we're going to come back to this and go around it with black. But for now, let's move on with the red. Now for rounds 13 through 17, we're just going to stay at 40 single crochet stitches. So it's just one single crochet stitch in each stitch all the way around. Okay, so go ahead and work up your stitches. After round 17, here's how your project should look like. Now we're ready to move on to round 18. Our pattern is going to be a decrease, and then in your next 8 stitches, just one single crochet stitch in each one. Repeat the pattern all the way around, and you should have 36 single crochet stitches at the end. So we're going to do a decrease right here. And then in our next 8, just one single crochet stitch. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Okay, we're going to do a decrease again. Okay, yarn over, come back out, go into our next stitch, yarn over, come back out, 3 loops, yarn over, and come back out through all 3. In our next 8, just one. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Continue to repeat the pattern all the way around, and at the end you should have 36 single crochet stitches. For round 19 and 20, we're just going to stay at 36 single crochet stitches. So it's just one single crochet stitch in each stitch around. So go ahead and work up your stitches, and I will meet you at the end of round 20. Now for round 21, our pattern is going to be chain 2, 1, 2, and then you're going to skip this first stitch right here and then go into our next one, but I'm going to do a half double crochet stitch. So yarn over, and then you're going to go into not this one but the next stitch, yarn over and come back out. You have 3 loops, yarn over and come back out through all 3. Okay, and it should make a little window right here. We're going to repeat the same pattern all the way around. So I'm going to do that again. 1, 2. Okay, I want to do a half double crochet, so I'm going to yarn over, but I'm going to skip this stitch right here. I'm going to go into the very next stitch right here. Yarn over, come back out. 3 loops, yarn over and come back out through all 3. Okay, there's my second window. So you're going to repeat this pattern all the way around, and at the end you should have 18 windows. Now we come to the very last of our stitch right here. So if we count our windows, we should now have 18. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, and 18. Okay, now we're ready to move on to our very last round, 22. Now what I want to do is 2 single crochet stitch into each window. So we're going to go underneath the window and do 2 single crochet stitches. So that's 1. I'm going to go underneath. That's 2. Okay. Okay, I'm just going to put a stitch into our very last window just in case you forget. All right. So 1 and 2. Okay, next window. 1 and 2. Okay, continue all the way around. And now we're almost at the very last window, which is this one right here. I'm going to do 2 here. 1 and 2. Okay, and then into my very first stitch here, I'm just going to go ahead and do a slip stitch to finish off, and then I'm going to cut a tail. Okay, and fasten off. Okay, so here is how my Pokeball should look like. Okay, so I'm gonna get my black yarn. Going to go ahead and make a slip knot. And then here I want to fasten on with a slip stitch. So I'm gonna go to the front loop that we left, which created a ridge, and then we can work our way into it and then do a slip knot or slip stitch right here. And I'm going to go ahead and do slip stitch all the way around. Okay, so we can just go ahead and do a slip stitch. Okay, and then you just want to pull all the way through. And continue to slip stitch all the way around. And then I am actually going to do one more slip stitch all the way around, but you just want to go into the top half of this chain right here. So continue to go around one more time with slip stitch all the way around. Okay, and then when we get to the very end of this round, we can go ahead and do a slip stitch and then fasten off as well. Okay, now we're ready to work on our Pokeball button. For the Pokeball button with white, we are going to do 6 single crochet stitch into the magic ring. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. You can go ahead and close your loop. Now for round 2, we are going to do 2 in each stitch all the way around, and you should have 12 single crochet stitch. So that's 1 and 2, 3 and 4, and continue to repeat the pattern around. Okay, now we're going to switch colors, so I'm going to prep my black yarn by making a slip knot. Okay, and then I am going to, in my next stitch, I'm going to yarn over like I'm doing a single crochet stitch, but instead of finishing off, I'm going to grab my black yarn and finish off right there. Okay, now what I'm going to do in my very last row, I am going to do slip stitch all the way around, except that I'm going to do it in the back loop. So the back loop is the one furthest away, just a single loop right here. Okay, not through both, but just through one in the back right here. So that's, I'm going to slip stitch all the way around. Okay, just through the back loop only. And continue to slip stitch around. Okay, and then when we get to our very last stitch right here, going to go to my next stitch and also do a slip stitch, and then I'm going to cut a long tail because I'm going to need it to sew. And here is my Pokeball finished. But the part where our stitch marker is, or you can see where the window looks a bit higher than the other one, which is where our rounds ended right here, that is going to be the side of our crochet ball bag. because it's the side that doesn't look as pretty. So we're just going to put it at the side and then it won't be as noticeable. Then you'll just want to make sure it matches up with the windows like this. Okay, now we're ready to do our cords. For the cords, you are going to chain 60. Okay, so you are going to do 1, 2, 3. Okay, keep doing this until you have 60 chains. 56, 57, 58, 59, and 60. And then I'm gonna go ahead and tail. Okay, this is my 60 chain, and then I want to make 2. Okay, and here are my 2 cords of 60 chain. Okay, now you're gonna get your 1 cord and you're gonna weave it through the cords, but you want it to go around and come out this way on the same side. So you want this to be the very opposite. So where that's top, this goes under. Here is our finished Pokeball bag. If you found this tutorial helpful, please do like and subscribe. You can find my other Pokemon patterns on my YouTube channel as well. Alright, I'll catch you next time. Bye for now.